Hey everyone, so this is the R36S. Retro Gamecore does a little video on this, and well, none of his videos are little, but he does a video on this. It's a pretty solid machine. I got this for around $50 Canadian on Alibaba, and you can get them on Amazon and all that. And there's a lot of different people selling these in like different packages, but I'll give you kind of a rundown on how impressive this thing is for the price. So out of the box, most of them come with everything in this. Oh my. Anyways, there's a micro SD card slot there, and everything, games and everything, BIOS and all that is in there. And then in this one, you can see that better. And then in this one, you have an extra. You can put in more games and stuff in there. It's surprisingly heavy, and like in a really satisfying way. Like heavy as in like it feels like it's solid, like a kind of real Game Boy. The plastic doesn't feel thin. Nothing's creaky or crappy. The screen gets super bright, which I'll show you a little bit later. The D-pad feels cheap. It feels like a rubber membrane, but it is cheap because the whole console's cheap. Same with like these buttons feel super cheap, but they're also like very satisfying. They feel like buttons that I would have if I was 7, and the whole console kind of runs at a level of like this would be extremely satisfying for a child, especially 20 years ago. And so this level of technology 20 years ago for a kid for $50 would blow minds. So all things considered, it's beautiful. Impressively, these little Joy-Con things click. So I haven't used a game where I need the click, but I mean the Game Boy didn't have these at all, but they certainly wouldn't have clicked down, and it probably would have been cheaper, or I don't know, easier. I don't know if maybe this is just standard now, but it seems like the PSP didn't have a clicky little joystick slider. So, and then it also has these back buttons, these shoulder buttons, which are satisfyingly clicky and responsive. And overall, it's just a very satisfying setup. And it even has this like restart button here. So if this thing, so there's a restart, there's the power, and then there's this guy as a restart button. So if you do have problems with your games, you can just restart the whole system in one click. It's really nice. And then of course on the other side you have your volume rocker, and just below that your chip there. I finally got a decent shot of it. And then you have your select start, which work just like they would on the original system that you're playing. I wouldn't say this is very good for DS, but if you do go into DS, what you can do is you can scroll between screens, DS screens, with these, was it R1 and L1, I think? You can scroll between DS screens, and you can have it in dual screen, which is not very good, or full screen. And then a function button, which I don't know, very clicky, don't know what it's for. The speaker is very bad, but it's bad in the way that you would expect a 20-year-old Game Boy to be bad. And so it is sort of part of the like nostalgic feel. I actually really like it because of how crappy the speaker is, funnily enough. And then there's 3 ports, headphone, video out, and your charging port,